Hey everyone, welcome to the Hopcast.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. It's coming up on the holiday season here.
Right, but first off, I'm Pere Jacques,
My name is Ken Hunnemeder.
and holiday seasons are feasts.
Yes.
Forget the presents. I want the food.
That's right. Who cares about the socks that your Aunt Gertrude's going to buy you? We want to talk about some food, and before we kick off the Christmas season, we're going to have some Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
So
Ken was kind enough to make some turkey and some Bender acorn squash.
yeah, did a little bit of, this is something I would encourage everyone to do. If you're cooking, recipe calls for water, go ahead and substitute it for beer. Just more flavor. So, yeah. Well, we
So how'd you make the acorn squash?
Acorn squash, basically took the squash itself, cut it in half, put it face down on a roasting pan, and then filled that pan with Surly Bender.
Okay.
And then just roasted it in there. The last 10 minutes, flipped them back upside down so they're like little soup bowls, and put a little butter and the Bender in there, finished it off.
And then
some salt.
And then you brought them over, you put them together, and
I put them back together so that they wouldn't leak out and all that stuff, and wrapped them up in tin foil, and here we are.
we've been nibbling. It's delicious.
It came out pretty well.
But so we're looking for what beers to pair with your Thanksgiving meal, or this meal specifically.
Right. So right away, we kind of veered towards the brown ale category. So
Right, browns and meats usually are good to go together. Like they're safe, you know they're gonna work, and
nice hearty beer to go with a nice hearty meal. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of options out there, but these are the ones that we're going to look at today.
so we've got the Bell's Best Brown.
And then we also have the Pere Jacques from Goose Island, which is a Belgian double style, so it's not technically like a brown ale, but more on the dark side, a little bit of sweetness like the brown ales. So we thought we'd throw a little eloquence in there for you too.
And we're keeping it pretty local here. These
We are.
they're gonna be
Midwest,
hard.
baby.
You might be able to get to Goose Island. They're usually popping up places. So.
I think they're pretty widely distributed. So, something that most people should be able to get, hopefully, if you like what we're spouting off to you. So let's go ahead and start with the American.
All right, and the Bell's is coming in at 5.8%. So not a knock your ass on the floor beer, but a good.
Yeah, that's not what you want for Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
Usually you got your food coma anyways, so you don't need a beer coma on top of it.
So let's pour it on out. Pour it out good. I like the looks of that.
Yeah. I like the looks of beer. So, and this is one of those. So, yeah.
Smells malty and sweet. And
As you would expect from a brown.
I enjoy this beer. I had this last Thanksgiving.
Well, it is the best brown ale.
Yeah. It's a tough name to live up to.
Yeah, I know.
We're the best.
Yeah, it's got like a sweetness up front and then hits you with a little bit of roast and hop bitterness in the back. And it's probably...
And finishes clean. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing left to be.
Leaves you
messing
wanting
with your
more.
food.
Whether it's food or beer, you want more stuff.
Right. So let's give it a try here.
Let's try some turkey. This particular turkey is kind of... it's just a breast. And it's a little bit spicy.
Yeah, there's a good amount of pepper on the crusting, I'd say, the technical term.
Okay.
All right. So the Best Brown kind of cuts the spice a little bit right away, and then just sort of gets your mouth ready for more, I feel.
Yeah, I think that the biting hop at the end of the beer kind of plays well with the spice of the turkey. And it's a pretty robust brown, which goes well, I think, with the turkey because turkey is such a kind of bland flavor. There's not like a crazy flavor with turkey. It's a white meat and
It's what you're putting on with it, the mustard or the cranberry. Or,
yeah.
Or in your case, the spices.
Yeah, so I put a shitload of spice on because I was like, well, turkey's kind of mild, so. But I think if you have like a little bit of assertiveness from your beer, kind of goes well with filling in the gaps of the flavor that the turkey lacks.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think this is gonna work for everyone's turkey? Because, like we were saying, yours is pretty heavily spiced, and most people are just stuffing that bird and sticking it in the oven.
Yeah, and some people don't use anything on the outside of the bird whatsoever. Other people will do just like kind of an herb and spice type of thing. So I think I don't think that you can go wrong with this beer. It's kind of like your standard American style brown ale. Mm-hmm. And so there's nothing like offensive about it or anything like that that wouldn't play well with anyone's turkey. So I think this would be a good safe bet.
I think it works awesome with the acorn squash, just because it's really sweet and spiced really well, and it has beer in it. So
yeah.
I think it just complements the Bell's sweetness really well.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is a hit for the Bells.
So let's finish off our glass, take a few more bites, and then check out the Goose Island.
We'll get a nap first, and then we'll come back.
All right, what do we got next?
All right. With this next one, we said we were going to do the Goose Island Pere Jacques Belgian Style Double, and
it's coming in at 8%, so a little heavier.
Yeah.
It's a double, so
yeah,
it should be. And we looked this up. They're using the Says hops.
Says hops. Yep. So it's a pretty typical hop that you're going to use for Belgian style. You'll see that a lot in Belgian style beers, the Says hops. And I think it will kind of give off like a little spiciness that might play well with the turkey. Mm-hmm. So,
and it poured out. I guess we didn't do the pour, but
no,
we forgot to do that.
We did forget to do the pour, but that's okay.
But it poured out lighter than the brown because it's in Belgium, so
almost like a ruby.
Definitely sweeter, a little more candy.
Yeah. So you're totally gonna expect this from this style of beer, Belgian style double, and this is what you're gonna get. So pretty classic.
Yeah. As a whole, I'm liking this beer a little more than the brown.
Mm-hmm. This one's gonna be a little bit more complex. I don't know if it's the spice from the turkey or the beer itself, but I'm still like when I drink that, I get like a lot of spice going.
Just kind of warm you up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and
let's see how it
jump back into the bird.
Oh yeah. Still delicious turkey there. Nothing's changed on the plate. So I think this is working with the turkey more, where the Bells, the turkey, and the Best Brown just kind of were there together.
The flavors worked well together, but didn't kind of like come in and join each other.
Right, they didn't make a new flavor, I guess.
And I think that's what you're looking for in a good beer pairing. You want those two flavors to work together, not them just, somewhat complement each other, but you want them to like come together as kind of one thing. Because
you can find beers that don't mess with the food and food doesn't mess with the beer, and then why don't you just drink water at that point?
You should probably go home.
If you're looking for something that just to drink with your food, then just do water. If you want,
of course it is.
If you want to make something even better, then
I think beer pairings are great. It really it adds another dimension to your meal. And as far as I think this style, to me, this does stand up to the spiciness of this bird. It's more of maybe an eloquent or maybe distinguished flavor in the Pere Jacques. But maybe it's, I'm thinking that it's the high alcohol content that allows it to stand up to that spice. But I do think that this would go more with your like herb roasted and birds like that.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think this would span across a wide variety of recipes.
Right. Just yeah, it's a really good beer, and I think you're gonna find a lot of spices and flavors that work well with it that not seen in this turkey.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. But
Works really well with the squash too.
I didn't even try the squash.
Well, come on.
I was busy on the turkey. And well, both beers worked well with the squash, I think. It's got beer in it.
Yeah, there's that little tie-in. If you use the beer in your food, it's gonna go better with beer when you're eating.
So if you would have put some beer in the turkey, injected it with...
You know, last year for Thanksgiving, I brined my turkey in beer, and I used brown ale. I used a homebrewed brown ale.
Okay.
And it was delicious. So there's an idea out there for you. If brine your turkeys in beer, or maybe even based, I think it's going to be less effective. But
Cook with beer. Cook with beer.
That's the bottom line.
But I think we found two great beers that worked well. We also tried the Surly Bender,
Mm-hmm.
a little side taste testing, and that worked really well with this. We thought it was a little better than the Best Brown, but we thought the Best Brown kind of encompassed more turkey.
It's also
worked well with...
more available for people out there. So I wanted to showcase a beer that people can get more readily available. So, but, you know, that's a good side note. Surly Bender, excellent with turkey.
Right.
And actually, it is the beer that I used for the butternut squash.
So it'd probably be excellent with that.
Yeah, it probably would be.
We didn't try.
I'm going to go have to do that a little bit later here. But, yeah. We encourage you to go out and pick up some beers to bring home to your family.
Right.
Have them try them.
And look to the Browns if you're looking for something to bring home for Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Cheers.
Woo!